North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Misfit Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters, CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community, and The Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from farm-fresh ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, we are live, wandering down Bank Street in Canada's capital. And we've had a couple of technical issues this morning. That's okay. Things are well underway. It's about 12:30, and you can see there's a group behind us. Well, we haven't got the largest group in the world, but we got a good group, and that's what really matters. We lost, some of them are way back there. We got to slow down and wait for it. Trying to get the camera working here. There we go.
Hello.
Hey, we are live on the YouTube. And although we're not technically as advanced today as we'd like to be, but we will be later on when we get to the pub for the pubcast. We got a few friends just catching up to us right here. You can see them right over my shoulder. We'll just keep streaming along time to time as we have our conversations. The one and only Super Kyle is right here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I'm just noticing all the little places that have one step up, two steps up, right?
Yeah, like, right. Well, at least this one has a ramp.
This one has a ramp. This is great.
Yeah.
We're talking about mental health today. Imagine not having access to get anywhere.
That would affect my mental health.
That would affect my mental health.
Yeah.
It has affected my mental health.
No, absolutely. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, yeah, this is one of the things that we need to talk about. It's not just, mental health, but your ability to access the things you need. And as simple as, you're in a chair. How are you going to get up there? Thankfully, they have a ramp. The ones that don't really do create an issue. We got the live stream going now, finally.
Hi there.
So we're going to keep walking. We're on the Bank Street right now. And we'll just keep strolling along. Took us a little while to get her started because, technologically speaking, not everything was working right. We got it functioning now. You're welcome. So we'll just keep cruising along here in downtown Ottawa. People are stopping to say hello as they see us with the shirts on and the group that we are together. We try and talk about mental health access, and how we can make things better for everybody. I don't know if anybody watching right now is familiar with downtown Ottawa. And currently I can't see your chat, so I apologize. It's just I'm trying to do this on my phone because my tablet wasn't connecting. So doing it on a phone, and you still got to consider the fact that even though I'm running a studio on my phone live as I walk down the street, that's still pretty cool. Even though I can't access everything on it I want to, the fact that we can even do this, I think that's pretty awesome. I do have a flying or like a gimbal arm, but I didn't want to break it out because it's too much of a power suck, and I have to walk the dog at the same time. So, Lola. There she is. Get out. Don't walk in the street, sweetheart. Sit down. Come on, sit down. Sit down. You got to sit with me, Lola. Can't see too well right now, but that's okay. See if I can find the chat here. Let's see. Where is the chat? There's the chat. Okay. All right. Hello. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, so I can see the chat now, so that's a little bit better. Although the cameras, I should borrow a selfie stick because my arm is fully extended. I don't know how well you can hear me, and there's probably a fair bit of noise in the background because we are, after all, in downtown Ottawa, and there's lots of traffic on the main street. But we'll just keep cruising along here. Hope people are enjoying themselves on this lovely Saturday afternoon. It's only about 19 degrees in Ottawa right now, so it's not exactly ideal weather conditions. But then again, I think for a 5K walk, I'd rather have a little bit cooler than 27, which is what it was supposed to be. So can't have everything. After all, where would you put it, right? Mr. Beaver was with us, and he had to run and drop some stuff off, so he'll be back shortly. Once he gets back, I'll have him jump on camera for a little bit, say hello to everybody. Senator Patrick Brazeau has joined with us, along with his lovely wife. And his son came with us earlier, but he's gone to check out the museum where we started out at, the Museum of Nature, which, for those of you who don't know, is in a 150-year-old building right in downtown Ottawa, just a couple of blocks from where I live. And it's called the Victoria Memorial Museum. And for decades, it was known as the Museum of Man. But then when the Museum of Civilization was built in downtown Hull, they changed that to the Museum of Nature and changed it from Museum of Man to Museum of Civilization. And now it's just the Museum of History, which aren't all museums about history. But that's just a funny observation on my part. What do you think? Give us some feedback in the chat. I'll try and read some stuff out here if I can. It's hard for me to see because I got my sunglasses on. It's very bright out. There's barely any clouds in the sky today. I think my wife has some if you need it. Hang on a sec. Oh, I'm sorry. Bridget, I gotta get sunscreen. I'm like, Kyle Ginger, we gotta get some sunscreen on demand. Well, it was supposed to be overcast, so I don't know. I can't rely on the weather anymore. Oh, Lola, good girl. She's really behaving really well, making friends with everybody she meets. It's just the kind of puppy dog she is. Now, we did schedule a 3-hour window for this. It's not going to take us 3 hours to do it. Oh, no, Lola. There was a kitty cat right there. The shirt said society sucks. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to argue. I thought that was kind of funny. That's the fun thing about Bank Street. You always meet interesting characters on Bank Street. It was one of the main retail establishments for decades in the city. But as time goes on, it's turned into largely residential. This whole block right here in front of us is about to be, they're going to evict everybody. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this building right behind me. I don't know if you can see that. Everybody that lives upstairs is getting evicted. They want to mass evict us to wipe out rent control on this block. And all the stores, all the retail outlets that were on the block here, they've all moved out. So I think the whole building's about to be, I don't know if they're going to knock it down or if they're just going to renovate and rent-evict. But either way, it's happening. And there's something that would affect your mental health. Not knowing where you're going to be living because all of a sudden somebody decided they wanted to make some money, force you out. Renoviction. It's a real thing. And it's not good. It's not good at all. I'm going to put the link to join in the chat if anybody wants to join the show. Just give me a second while I find it here. And is it there? Come on. No, that's not it. Find things. Come on, Lola. Yeah, it'd be a lot. Yeah. Mm. Well, I can't seem to find the chat to put on the screen, but that's okay. Oh, there it is. There's the chat. Nope. Oh well. I was gonna get some people to join, but can't seem to find it. Well, here we go. That should overlay the chat. Yes. So you should be able to see the chat on the screen. There you are. Yeah, the chat is now on screen. Yeah. Let's see if I can. I'm going to add people. Why is it always a Beamer? It's always a Beamer. And oh, look who I found.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Took a little bit to get here.
There you go.
It's about damn time.
Well, I actually had fun all around. Hey, kids and cubs. Thank you so much for joining us for the live Twin North Eager Beaver first annual mental health walk. Glad to join you today. Took a little step out to go stop in where we were going to do our live webcast to drop off the rest of the t-shirts and equipment that we had. But now I've joined with the rest of the group. I'm glad that you could join us today. We have the absolute most perfect weather here. Senator Patrick Brazo is with us. So is Dr. Maricela Sancho. And if you join us at 3 o'clock today, we'll be broadcasting our monthly podcast live from the Left Hand Spot. So join us.
There you go. The whole gang is here. I'll be jumping in and out. I'm going to pass the camera around to other people who want to contribute and have a little say. Because trying to do the walk, do some production, and walk the dog at the same time, it's a lot of multitasking. So that's what it is. And I can't find. I want to add scene. No, that's not it. I cannot seem to find the invite. I was going to put the link in the chat, but I can't seem to find it. So, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can find it here. Hang on. Let's see. No, that's not it. I don't know what just happened. No, that's not it. No. Oh, well. Well, a little bit of ragtaggedness today, but that's okay. This is all in good fun anyway. Share some laughs with everybody. See if I can get the chat up here. Yeah. Well, I got things working, but they're just not working exactly the way I want them to. And I was going to send out the invite to a few people, but let me see. I might be able to pull it from somewhere else. I did send it out, so hang on. Let me see. I'll just try something here. I might disappear for a minute. I know. Okay, I got it. Let me just put it in the chat here. Paste. Oh yeah, look at that. There we go. Boom. Anybody wants to join, you can click on that link. Should be a live link for you to join in on, and you can join in on the show. Let's just see if I can. Yeah, there we go. Took a little bit to get it going, but you know, trying to walk the dog, be aware of environment, and produce a show at the same time is not as easy as one would think. Come on, Lola. Of course, Lola wants to stop and sniff every street corner, every lamppost, every fire hydrant, because, she's got to find out where all the other donkeys have gone. And we are rapidly approaching Wellington Street, where, for those of you who may not be aware, is where the Houses of Parliament are. Parliament Hill. It's just a few hundred meters from where we are right now. We're at Bank and Albert Street. So we're getting right down to the heart of the city. Right down to Parliament Hill. We're getting into a section of Bank Street that's not nearly as busy. The section we just walked through is much busier than this space. Just more retail and more residential. Here we're into mostly office tower area right now, but there's more residential up above, in front of us, to the left and to the right of us. But right this stretch of Bank Street, not nearly as much residential. But if we go over one block to O'Connor and Metcalf, that's almost all residential, which is where all of those convoy people were during that tumultuous time. O'Connor's just one block over from here, for those of you who are aware of the city of Ottawa and downtown. So the route, we're clipping along. What time is it? It's almost 1 o'clock. I think we started about 12:15. So we're almost 1. So we've been walking for about 45 minutes. Probably about, 2 kilometers, I think. I don't know. I just know the whole route is 5. Really, that's all that matters.
Hello, Elaine. I said I was going to photograph.
There you go. So we are. Oh, my battery might not make it. I'm at 80%, so we'll see how long it lasts out before we start the next show. So we might have a bit of a gap between this one and the next one, but that's okay because I still have to do some setup work on the other spot. I dropped all the equipment off. I just didn't have time to get it set up, meet everybody. I had some technical issues this morning at home while I was trying to run through some stuff. You know how tech goes. It never really cooperates the way you want it to when you need it to. But in the end, if it works, if you're a few minutes late, that's okay. Timing isn't the end of the world. And after all, what we're trying to do here is raise awareness and a couple of bucks. And see if we can do to create a world where men have the supports that are needed. As Bill Jeffery told everybody the other day, the supports just don't exist. And I was talking to a friend earlier who was really, really going through a really rough patch today. And I said, well, if you can tune in for a little bit, buddy, know that we love you, know that we care about you. But he's suffering right now, and I feel for him because I've been that guy. I've been in the position he's in. I've felt the emotions that he feels. You feel empty, alone, like nobody cares. It's hell, and I wouldn't wish it on another living soul. It's soul-crushing, heart-wrenching. Pick a superlative that you can think of to describe how badly you will feel in a moment like that. You feel alone, isolated. You feel despair, worthlessness. And I've been there. I've been in the exact position he's in right now. And I was trying to convey to him that I understand what you're going through. And if I could do something to make it better in a heartbeat, I would. I can't, unfortunately. I can't fix anybody's brain chemistry. But I suggested, he reach out to his doctor as quickly as possible. He's on medication, but it doesn't seem to be working, so I'm thinking it's time to augment it. He does do therapy, so that's good, but, sometimes things just don't go the way we need them to. The universe has a funny way of working out, though. Or so I've discovered, anyway. Even when you don't know it's working out for the best, it always is. So that can be, something I think to look forward to in a positive light, perhaps. So we are just approaching West Block of Parliament Hill. We're at Wellington and Bank. And you'll see the gates here behind us in a minute as I walk up the hill. We're going to go right up onto it. And you can see, I don't know if they can see you. I can see.
Yeah, they can see. Yeah.
Hello, kids and cubs. We have just gotten really close to Parliament Hill.
A friend of mine I was talking to the other day who's going through a really rough patch. You know, I need him to need my friend to remember that this is temporary. And even though all the terrible things that depression tells you seems real to you at the time, they're just lies. Depression lies to you. It just tells you things that aren't true, but it makes you believe them. And it's terrible. There's some suffering that goes on for sure. Do you want to take the cam for a bit and make sure you're in frame?
Absolutely. Hello, kids and cubs. So, live from the walk, we have now made our way onto Parliament Hill.
Doing what we've all wanted to do at one point in time.
Here's our lovely group.
Not because
Over there.
I was necessarily of.
There you go. And kids and cubs, let me introduce you to Kit, Mr. Jim. How you doing, sir?
Doing well. How about you?
Oh, really good. Kit, Mr. Jim, and I have a little history. We've known each other since before the podcast because, well, maybe you wanted to share. No?
You share.
You share? Well,
You're the one who talks. That's why you're on the podcast.
Mr. Jim's very, very, very lovely wife, also someone I care very much about, pretty much like a second mom to me, is the author of the Misfit Mysteries books that are the founding sponsor, one of the 3 founding sponsors of our podcast. So it's really nice to have my friend here with me. Yes, or Uncle Jim.
Trying to stay in frame.
Yeah, with us over here, joining us for the walk. Why did you want to come and join us for it?
To be honest, a lot of it was because I haven't seen you for so long. You never come and visit. You never call. You never write. But I, like everyone else, have some issues with mental health. I struggle sometimes. And men, historically, don't get any help. We're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm old enough to have lived in a world where don't even think about talking about it. And the first time you hear about it, the first thing you learn about somebody now,
Right.
is what their mental health struggles are. It's like, okay, this is a big change.
Yeah.
And it's a welcome one. And I've actually been working with other men for probably 10, 15 years now to fight against that. With my religious circles, we have men's groups, and it's not what would be called toxic masculinity.
Right.
We actually talk about what's going on with ourselves and with each other. And when it first started, everyone was very wary.
Okay.
Because at the time you weren't allowed to be vulnerable.
Right.
Vulnerability was inviting an attack.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, it's gotten better. But I still find a lot of pushback whenever I try to do something for a men's group.
Right.
Because we're not inclusive.
Right.
It's like, no, we're not, because we're talking about men's issues.
Right.
And it's really surprising, or maybe not, that a lot of the women's groups don't understand that there are men's issues.
Right.
Because, they've never been taught about them. We've never been taught about them. So how could they know?
Right. Yeah, I hear you. And I've heard that in a lot of conversations with people that it's, even though there seems to be an imbalance in services, that it's not a bad idea to be, even though particularly in this era, it might be a little counterintuitive to be in favor of a men's something specifically. It's like when you work on the men, it helps everyone, right? It's like you want to protect women if they are in danger,
in a situation, but you don't just want to abandon the men to their lot. You want to try and get men to work on themselves so that there's less and less reason to have to be able to protect people from being in danger in the first place.
And we want to protect the men from themselves, from other men, and from women.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I don't know what the percentages are, but the number of men I have known who were physically abused by their significant others is huge.
Yes, because abuse goes two ways. Yeah, and we often don't talk about it also in the overall context, but it also happens in same-sex couples, right?
Yeah.
So when we're talking about taking care of the men and boys among us, it benefits everyone in the end. The Zoom, I think, is a little close, maybe. Keep going on. But yeah, right now, kids and cubs, we are on the hill. We've got Super Kyle and Mademoiselle Fox right there. But yeah, we are on the hill, and we'll maybe walk a little faster in order to be able to catch up to our group. Hopefully they will have stopped somewhere. Oh, they're right there. Okay. So I wasn't keeping an eye out for where they are. All right. One of we're doing this for several reasons, really. I mean, the main one, of course, is to normalize getting men speaking to each other, number one, about their mental health, particularly when they're going through something, because I can't imagine something more difficult. I mean, I guess I can technically, I could imagine if I really worked at it. But in terms of just having to go through your daily life and not feeling like you have anybody to talk to, either that you feel that you will be a burden, or even worse, you just assume, or you have reason to assume, because sometimes it's not without reason, that someone just will not be receptive, or will not have time, or will not give you what you want. Because sometimes when you talk to someone, it's, sometimes you just want someone to listen. Sometimes you do want advice, and sometimes you do wish someone could fix whatever is bothering you and just tell you what to do. But if you're in that mood where you got something going on and you just want someone to listen, right, and someone's telling you, well, what you should do is, it's probably the last thing you need. And those are probably things that make it such that you might decide to not talk to someone. But it's almost always better to talk, right? I mean, even if you bump into someone who might not be receptive, that's not the best situation for you when you're reaching out and someone is not there to help, or someone doesn't return. But what is also important is that you actually do reach out, because it's a good habit to get into, even if you don't always necessarily get the response you want. Just because it doesn't work with one person doesn't mean it's not going to work with other people. And we often make the mistake of reaching out once, and if it didn't work, then assuming that any other time we would reach out, we would get the same result. And that's not the case. So it's a good habit to get into. It's a good way to, when you're going through stuff and you're going through some struggles, or things are seeming to be a little bit much, that you stop, you say, wait a minute, this is a bit of an interesting situation that I'm going through, and maybe I just need a sounding board or someone to bounce things off of. And that could help you out a lot. I know it has me. I remember back in my 20s it was. And I was... So, sorry, we'll just go here. We're literally right on the hill right now. There's an event going on of some kind. But here, I'm guessing it seems that they're talking about foreign interference somehow. They're talking about politicians having betrayed Canadians of some kind. I'm just going to move away because the sound coming into my ears affecting my concentration. But I do remember a time, in my mid-20s where I didn't talk about stuff. And I was going down a path that was probably not the best one. Not that I was doing things that were terrible or that were destructive in itself, but simply just not talking and being very, very passive as a result. So, not really learning how to stand up for myself in those instances. And that can take a toll on you. And I remember I took a trip out west. I decided to go to Vancouver by bus to see the country. And I got there, and sometimes you just make these chance encounters that are interesting and that change you. But they're sort of isolated in time. And I met this man while I was there, and we were chatting. I was going through a bit of a rough time at that time. And he said some things to me, and they were like life lessons that as soon as I heard them, it was like they just really, really made sense to me. And I started applying them. And my life did start to change for the better. This person had, I guess, been through something similar and figured out what strategies worked for them, and then shared what worked for me with me. And at that point, I was willing to try stuff, and I did. You have to adapt the things for your life. They didn't have to transfer one for one, but they did transfer, and the overall lessons transferred, and it helped me immensely. And it's almost like from that one discussion, it was almost the catalyst. It was one discussion. It was a series of discussions over 2-3 days, but it was like the catalyst. I took a lot from it and decided that I was going to do things differently, because if I was always using the same roads, I'd always end up at the same destinations. So I tried to consciously make an effort to reach other destinations, and not worry as much, or not worry until I actually had something concrete about which to worry, and things of the like. And that worked for me very, very well. So maybe, like I said, taking the time, having the courage to talk and to tell someone that you need a little extra help is all that you need to do. And not everyone will be ready. Some people won't be able to deal with what you're doing at the time. But eventually, if you keep reaching out, someone is going to come your way who will be able to help, or just be a sounding board if you just someone wants to listen, or if you happen to be looking for a little advice because you've tried everything, it hasn't worked. You're wondering if somebody else might have tried something else that you can go to. You will eventually get little nuggets of wisdom, if you pay attention, if you're open-minded. And people, I believe, at least I found in my experience, are generally willing to help. A lot of people are sometimes just busy going through their lives, and they don't notice that something might be going on. Or if they do notice something's going on, well, maybe they just assume, whenever you do have something going on, you always come out of it the other side okay, so there's no reason to suspect that you won't this time as well, so they'll just let you figure it out. And some people don't want to pry, right? Some people see you and they are concerned, but they don't want to pry. They don't feel it's their place. So having the courage to be the first to take the step and say, I'm going through some stuff. I was wondering if I could have a couple of minutes of your time so we could chat. That would be really useful and meaningful to me. Most people will make time. Most people are good, and most people want to help. So please take that to heart, kids and cubs. We want you to. We care about our damn family. We want you to be happy. We want you to be healthy, and we want everyone who enjoys our show to have a wonderful support network. That's what we try to encourage with the Damn Fam here on the chat. No matter what it is that you bring to the table, it's a safe space for you to say it. And there will be people here that will be able to empathize or give you a little boost, put a little sunshine in your day, make you smile. It's good stuff.
We're all here.
Oh, we are?
Right. Yeah, I seem to just doing some stop checks now and then, making sure we've got everybody, and we do. Hey, let's talk to another friend of mine.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, kids and cubs, this is Kip Michael. He was the first one to buy one of our mental health t-shirts.
I love it. It's a great shirt. Great cause.
Yes, it is indeed. And if you happen to be watching, because we're going to do some shameless self-promotion right now, if you would like to happen to have one of these babies right here, this very, very stylish, very, very stylish, very, very, very stylish shirts. There you go. There you go. That's our unisex. That's our special guest later on, Dr. Marie-Claire Sancho. She has a PhD in education and she studies young men and boys. She'll be able to contribute a lot when we have our discussion post-walk. But if you would like to get one of these very stylish t-shirts, you send $35 to truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com with your preferred shirt size. We can go up to, I believe, 3XL, actually. I thought it was just 2, but 3 we can. And you send your snail mail address, coordinates, and we will get them to you. And all net proceeds from the sales of the shirts will be going to our two grassroots beneficiary organizations, Men of the North and the Lonely Man Project. Men of the North is based in La Ronge, Saskatchewan, and they're doing some events today. Chris Marasti, who's the executive director of the organization, will be joining us later on during the pub chat to let us know how things have gone over there. It seems that pretty much the whole town has gotten involved. So that'll be quite exciting to see what it is that they've gotten up to today. I can't wait for that. And of course, the Lonely Man Project is based on in St. John's, Newfoundland, and on the 13th, which was National Men's Mental Health Awareness Day, specifically, but it's a Mental Health Awareness Month in total. There was a wonderful event there with Dr. Robert Whitley as the guest speaker. He's someone who's done some very good work at McGill University, again on men's mental health, and was addressing the topic there on that event, on that day, and it was a sold-out event. And he will be joining us on the Daily Beaver Morning Show on, I think it will be Friday the 21st, so National Indigenous Peoples Day. He will be joining us on a pre-recorded show to let us know a little bit more about what his research has yielded and how the event went. So, do that. But since we have... Whoops. Since we have Michael... is there water to get?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think you want to drink that.
No.
Okay. So, Michael, since we had you here, why is it that you decided to join us on the walk today?
Well, Douglas, men's mental health is really important to me. Having some personal struggles in my past life, and there was no support mechanisms available for me at the time. And since I've been open and honest with my feelings and my past, I'm in a much better place. I was talking to Douglas on the way here today about being open and honest with your past to anybody that becomes part of your life, and how important that is, because it sets the boundaries and the basis of your relationships.
Right.
And, I'm here to support it. I'm here to help get the word out. I got sucked into the man up and move on mentality in my 20s, and I'm not going to do it anymore.
Right.
So
how did that work for you?
It's worked out great. 6 years ago, I met the woman of my life. She's been my rock. And again,
she's so cute and adorable, by the way.
She's 5'2", blonde, and just full of vim and vinegar. But anyways, about 6 dates in, I just said, "Hey, look, this was my past, and this is how it's affected me in my past." And she gets it. And she knows when I'm down, and she lifts me up, and we work well together. And I love her very much.
See? All you have to do is let people know.
Yeah.
Now, when you were...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And not only that, but the improvement of my relationship with my family.
Okay.
I had some strained relationships with my family in the past. And since coming out and talking about my issues, it's my father and I especially just came so much closer.
Mm-hmm. And when you were trying the man up, how was that working for you?
It didn't work out for me very well. You know, I struggled in school, struggled in relationships, 2 failed marriages, struggled in my professional career. But yeah, the last 15 years of my life have been nothing but positivity and success.
And all because you decided to just change the way you were doing things.
Yeah, open up, be honest, talk about what you're going through, because people don't know what you're going through until you talk about it. And you can be a complete asshole, and people don't know why you're an asshole. But when you open up about it, they're more accepting, and they say, hey, I see you're struggling. What can we do to help? Or what can I do to help?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you're not an asshole anymore. You're just somebody that needs help.
Right. Was Lori the first person you had reached out to when you decided to be honest?
Other than my father, yes.
Okay.
Nobody had ever heard my story before.
Okay. So you basically opened up, and pretty much from the first people to whom you opened yourself up, you got a good reception.
I did. I was surprised. But yeah. I was at a point in my life, I was 50 years old, and divorced twice, and I so wanted to be successful in I wasn't lonely. I was lonely, but I wasn't desperate.
Right.
But I wanted a good, honest foundation in the relationship.
Right.
And I said, I'm going to swing and I'm going to hit, or I'm going to swing and I'm going to miss. But I'm going to swing.
Yeah.
And I swung and I hit. I hit a home run.
See? Because now I can't guarantee that every instance is going to work out this well.
No, I found a hidden gem.
Yes,
I really did.
But it does, they said it to us. There was a big campaign for us in the gay community a few years ago saying it gets better. That applies to mental health as well.
So, like you said, you either hit and miss, or you swing and miss, or you swing and hit.
But go down swinging.
You don't know if you're going to hit if you never swing.
Yeah, but you got to go down swinging. Yeah. You got to fight for yourself.
Yeah. There's nobody else to fight for you if they don't know what you're going through.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks so much for sharing with us.
Absolutely. Enjoy your day, everybody. Peace, love, and happiness to all.
All right. There we go. So now we're at the part in our walk where we've turned off Parliament Hill, turned off Rideau Street in Wellington, and we're down on Kilnoby Drive. So we'll get to walk along the canal and enjoy a little bit of beauty in nature rather than just traffic and cars as we're going through the walk. However, this has been an ideal day weather-wise. We really couldn't ask for more, and the whole group is still together here. So we're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strong here today, which is, warms my heart. Lots of love in the group, lots of joy. People are chatting, they're talking. See,
strangers are making friends.
Yeah, indeed. Yes.
Janet's hitting it off with everybody.
Yes. My friend Janet, who recently moved to Ottawa, came for the walk. Michael surprised me by arranging it, so that was nice. Lovely to see a friend. And then, we have people stopping us. We just had some kids stop Senator Brazeau on the street to say hello, who recognized him. So, it's nice. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful cause. And the mood here is really upbeat and positive. We have a good mingling. Everybody seems to be talking to everyone, which is very, very nice. And actually, you know what? I'm actually going to go speak to someone else who has joined us. And ask, hello. Do you mind being on our live cast?
Oh, I probably am not your best camera person. I just tried that. But
yeah, exactly.
I love you guys, and I watch you every day.
Yeah. That's why I asked first.
Thank you. You're lovely.
Do you want to say anything about why you chose to walk? without being on camera?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Hold on. No, you don't have to be on camera.
Okay. Yeah, men's mental health is important. All mental health is important. I support our men in society. I've got brother and dad, boyfriend, and friends, people I like. So all about it. And I think you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Good to get the awareness out and make sure that it's people are heard, because I know men have the shorter end of the stick on when it comes to their mental health. So, no, it's good. I'm proud to be here.
Me too. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Oh,
really appreciate it.
Buddy. My pleasure.
There you go. See? At the True North Eager Beaver, we allow people to participate in whatever way they can, whatever way they're willing. But the point is that whether you're willing to be on camera, whether you're willing to be at the front of the parade, or whether you just want to stand on the sidewalk and cheer as the parade goes by, because whatever way that you're adding your voice matters. There's someone out there that needs you to speak up for them. So there's an expression that goes, don't let the things you can't do stop you from doing the things you can.
Out of the way yourself.
Yes, exactly. So whatever way you can participate, even if it's just standing on the sidelines and saying, you go, for someone, that's going to be good enough. Right? I'm going to go see if Mr. Grizzly is still here and whether or not he wants to take over.
Yeah. Second. Oh,
there you go. Good start.
Thank you. All right, back again. Ready to rock and roll or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what. Hang on, see if I can. There we go. I should be able to see everything now. So I did put the link to the chat. I linked to the feed in the chat earlier. If anybody wants to join in, I'll see if there's anybody in the waiting room because I can't really tell right now. Hang on. Nope, it's just me for the time being. But hopefully we can get more people. Oh, yeah, I went to the stairs and didn't even realize it. Kyle's got the ramp. Sorry, but I didn't even see it. But I knew the ramp was here, so.
Funny how they have both. Why not have one?
One would be sufficient, don't you think? I mean, and that would be easier on people like me with a bad back and bad knees. So that's something we should talk to the city about. Ah, yes, the canal. A lovely body of water that is covered in filth muck most of the summer.
They could even put
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to burst your bubble, buddy.
I think these timbers are from, they pulled these up from the bottom of the Ottawa River. They're like 150 years old. So they put them into, let's see if you can see that maybe. These are old timbers they found at the bottom of the Ottawa River when they were dredging it a few years back. And they put them in as benches. And it's sort of piece of history and architecture. It's kind of cool. So right now, we're down beside the world-famous Rideau Canal. And there's, you can see the canal right about there. You can see all the weeds and stuff on it. Walking underneath the Laurier Bridge. Actually, is this the Laurier Bridge? No. This is not the Laurier Bridge. Laurier Bridge is coming up. It's that's pretty historic in and of itself. Unique design. It's pretty high up, and it has kind of a funky staircase. So we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. You'll see it. How many people we got in the show right now? About 407 watching in the live stream right now. So it's not bad for a Saturday afternoon.
That's excellent.
So yeah, and that's all on multiple platforms. There's still supposed to be a couple of people probably joining us a little later on for the podcast at 3. Currently around 1:30, so we might be able to finish this by 2, which will give me time to get everything set up just in time to go live at 3. Fingers crossed it works. We'll see. But it is a beautiful day. Oh, and right over here, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. There's some trailers and tents set up. That's for the Jazz Fest, which just started this weekend. And I'm going to try and catch a couple of shows next week if I have the time. My workday doesn't start till noon on Monday. And I'm not sure how I'm going to run a show for the next couple of weeks because they want me to be in the office at 8 a.m., which means I have to take a bus, which means I have to leave at 7 to get there for 8. So I'm going to try and work it out where, guys, why don't you just tell me where the job site is and I'll meet you there? Because driving into the office, for me, for a 3-week period, taking the bus every day for an hour each way, not appealing to me. And it kind of a waste of my time when I could just meet them at the job site, do the work, and then go home. But we'll see. I'll have that conversation. But come on, Lola. Have that conversation and see how it goes. So we must be about 3K, 3.5K into the walk by now. Turn your pedometer on. Well, mine's running, but it's in the background of my phone. And I had taken Lola out for a walk earlier, so I'm not sure. But by the time we finish, it will be a full 5K. I did measure it out. Oh, lots of puppies now. Yeah, oh yeah. She likes to say hi to everybody. She's really friendly. And doesn't know how big and strong she is.
Yeah, they usually don't.
No.
But somebody thinks he's strong and big.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. Exactly. Have a nice day. Meeting lots of people. Yeah, I could probably do a tour guided business in Ottawa, but not really something I want to do. Oh, here's the Laurier Bridge coming up. I told you about a few seconds ago. I'll flip it around so you can see it. It's got giant green metal arches. You can see that. It's the world famous Laurier Bridge, and it's got a boat coming up the canal right about now. I'm assuming you can see that. You'll have to tell me. I can't see the live stream other than just myself right now. Oh, somebody's got a canoe. There's a canoe. And it's wrapped in plastic for some reason. Oh, it's got a flat back end, so it looks like they must put a motor on it. Oh, okay. No worries. Alrighty.
So we're one down.
But hey, this is good. We got a nice turnout. Good group of people out this afternoon taking a walk with us, talking about mental health and how we can support our men, boys, brothers, fathers, male identifying individuals, because that's what it's all about, is taking care of each other. And it takes a community. It takes community to lift each other up, prop each other up, and move each other forward. Ooh, there's a giant cotter pin. Yeah, that was a squirrel moment for me. Here, look, there, I'll show you. There's the giant cotter pin. Got a nice spiral staircase there, which is quite dizzying and difficult for some people, myself included, because the steps are close together, and I always feel like I'm going to fall down. I usually take 2 steps at a time, just because of my gait. Oh, it's okay though. Quite a few people out on the canal today, because it is a gorgeous day for a walk. And it has warmed up. I'm not sure. It must be about 22 right now. It feels warmer than 19. I can tell you that. I'm a little overdressed, but I do have my shirt on. So that's what counts. People are kind of looking at it like, what's going on? They see all these people with the shirt on, and they're like, oh, this is cool. Oh, here we got some more doggies you might want to say hi to. Come on, Lola. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. There we go. Really, an ASMR tour? Ah, okay. Well, you know what, Saucy? I will do a walking tour, shoot the video, and then narrate it afterwards. And I'll do it in ASMR style. That's a great idea. Thanks for the suggestion. I'll do that and put it up on, the twirly stairs, Elaine, right next to the NEC. Yeah. There's the 100% electric boat. Thank you. She's a good doggy. Oh, yeah, I'll wait for everybody. They're coming around here, so just hang on for a minute or two. Well, we got some people ahead, and we got some in the back there. Bridget had to. She's headed on to the pub. She had to see a man about a horse. You know what that's like. We've all done that. You're right, Saucy. Shirts do make good billboards. People see it and they go, "Hey, what's that all about? How do I get involved?" I think the next iteration will for next year, we'll put a QR code, and if you scan it, it'll take you right to a web page where you could donate funds and learn about what the mental health walk is all about. This is, again, we did this in just a couple of months' time, trying to throw it together and get it organized. Next year, we'll have a full year to plan, and we'll start planning and working it out effective on Monday. I already spoke to Douglas about that, where we can get some ideas, kick some ideas around. Probably walk a similar route, stick it in Centertown, and stay to 5K for the time being. Maybe we'll look at expanding it to a larger one at some time. Yep, they have an electric boat now. Paul's Boat Tours has an electric boat. They were asked, I think it was pre-pandemic they've had it. They were asked to come up with an electric boat or a zero emissions boat. And it's been running for a few years now. It's a really nice boat too. It's nicer than any of the other ones they've had, I can tell you that. So yeah, so I think for next year we'll put a QR code on it, and we'll have a web page set up with a direct link to Men's Mental Health Foundations, Canadian Mental Health Foundation, something to that effect. Because I think that's step in the right direction. Again, we'll have a charitable foundation for that. Help as many people as we can. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm beginning to get a little bit peckish. Because it is 1:30. Let me see here. I just got a notification saying, now live on your YouTube channel. Really? Really? That's a surprise. I didn't know I was live on my YouTube channel. Everybody stopping to take a break.
You remind me of my friend.
Oh yeah? She must be lovely, right? Renee, right?
I need a drink of water. I'm very thirsty. Yeah, please, thank you. That'd be great. Just don't let her pull too hard. She's really strong. Oh my goodness. Yeah, next year maybe I'll work on putting a GoPro, like a strap camera here, and then I'll have something else. I was trying to get it together in ways that I figured. I have like a Mozo, which is like a gimbal, but the problem is it chews through the battery so fast that I wouldn't have been able to do a whole show. Like right now we're at 50% battery. It started at 100%. We've been streaming live for an hour. So that's not too bad. I don't know how much bandwidth I'm using, but I don't care. I got unlimited. Yeah, well, I do have one. I have a spare one here, but I figure if I can make it on one charge, I'm good to go.
Make yourself a little battery in.
Exactly, and just click it along, because trying to do it from your pocket is not exactly easy. Yes, we are. We're not too far from you. Well, the university's right to our left, actually, right now. Yeah, it's right over there. So we're going to cross that bridge up here. Yeah. It's a footbridge. I think it's the Fifth Avenue footbridge. I can't remember. Anyway, we're going to cross. No, Fifth Avenue's further down. We'll cross this bridge, and then we'll just continue on down the canal, and then we'll hit the Minto Park, and through the park, and then down Elgin Street, right into the park. Cross that bridge when we get to it.
Bridge is the only one that works.
Yeah, she'll meet up with us.
Yep.
Woo. It's very warm. Yeah. It is getting warm. All right. Shall we go? Hey, Lola, look at you being good.
An important storm.
Good girl, Lola. She's going to walk beside Daddy, even though Daddy's not holding her leash right now. She's being really good.
I'm looking at this line thinking, how many drinks did they have when they put the paint down?
I know, it's really crooked, eh? Oh yeah, it's really bad. I'll show you if you can. I don't know if folks can see that, but the line is the furthest thing from straight there is. It's really crooked. And when you look at it from like if you're driving along, you don't notice it, but when you look up straight and see it, it's like, must have been painted by hand. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I think you're right. The message is the important factor. I'm just trying to improve upon the delivery thereof, because it is what I do. Setting up for an off-site out studio thing is real easy for me. The mobile thing that we're doing right now is relatively easy for me. I just want to improve upon it. And I'm going to go with separate mics next year. I just couldn't afford them right now because they're about $300. So I'll go with separate wireless mics, and 2 people can wear them so we can have the conversation going, even if there's only 1 person on camera. And we'll go with a gimbal arm so that I don't have to keep my arm straight all the time, which is really pretty exhausting, actually. Yeah, I think you're right. It looks like, were they drinking when they painted this line? Like, it's really, really scronkly, to say the least. She being bad or is she okay? Yeah. Good girl, Lola. She's a good girl. Oh, and that guy's got the right idea. Look, he's in a hammock. That is the right idea. You can see to my left here, I don't know if you can see it, you can see the towers, residential towers at Ottawa U, sorry. One of the oldest universities in the country, actually. Certainly the oldest one in Ottawa. I'm not sure what's older, if Queen's or Toronto U of T is. Somebody let me know. I know Mount Allison's quite old. And SMU is kind of old too, but I think Ottawa U is one of the oldest in the country. Oh no, McGill would be the oldest, actually. What am I saying? McGill. I think it's McGill, then Ottawa U. Oh my goodness, Elaine. That couldn't have been. That could not have been good. Yeah, I'll just put that into the chat, into the walking tour. My friend Elaine has a ridge in her forehead from hitting the back of the bridge with her head while on her dad's bike. You can see this whole bunch of new buildings right here, and if you look way up high, you can see where it says U Ottawa, I think. You might be able to see that. Can't quite tell. Can't see everything at the same time. That's why I wanted to try and bring another phone and log in 2 cameras, but processing power just gets eaten. So we'll figure something out next year. I got a year to plan the next one. This was, like I said, kind of last minute, you know. We got about 442 people. Yeah, 442 people in the live stream, both on the Twitter and on a couple of YouTube pages. I'm actually streaming this one to my personal ASMR YouTube channel, and I know this is not ASMR, but it is about mental health. It is the men's 5K mental health walk, and we're talking about how there are very little in the way of support for men when it comes to mental health, whether it's counseling, whether it's access to a doctor, a counselor, whether it's a place to go when you need somebody to talk to. As men, we're largely asked to just, suck it up, buttercup, put some dirt on it, walk it off, which we know is really bad, really unhealthy, and can lead to terrible things. And none of us want that. Nobody wants that. Okay. Get Nancy. Yeah. Come on, Lola. There we go. Yeah, she comes right down. Good girl, Lola. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Good girl. Once she knows she's got daddy with her, she's okay. She calms down. Although she will chase bugs. Thankfully, we haven't seen any squirrels, but she's getting a little tired, so she might not chase them. You never know. Come on. Come on. And God forbid we see any Canada geese, because she will want to jump into the canal to get them. I'm not kidding. She literally wants to do it, but we don't let her, because I don't want to have to deal with the aftermath of that. Nobody would. And that wouldn't be good for my mental health either. So yeah, if you know somebody somewhere, a fella, male identifying individual who is in need of help, you can certainly point them to the direction of my ASMR for chats. If they, sometimes people just want to come in and talk and have a place to talk. So that's one of the reasons I created that space. It's not entirely altruistic. Yes, I do hope to earn a buck or two, but in all honesty, it's there to try and help people. That's why I'm doing it. That's why we're streaming on that service today. Spicy sky raisins are delicious. Yes, Saucy Sea Witch and Lola does pursue them from time to time. Hey guys. Yeah. Hey guys. This way, guys. Kyle. We're going up the bridge here. Oh. There we go. We don't want to lose anybody. The whole gang is here. We're trying to raise awareness taking a walk, and all thanks to the suggestion of Aussie Pete when he told us about how he did the spoke to a bloke 25K walk. And Lola's got a. There we go. She had to pee. There we go. There we go. Good girl, Lola. Good girl. So yeah, Aussie Pete suggesting to us, telling us actually, he had just finished the spoke to the bloke, walk with the bloke. Spoke to a bloke is the name of the organization. Walk for a bloke was what they did. It was 25K, and that just made me think, why don't we do that? There's a lot of organizations here for sure, for certain, a ton that do a lot of good work. But the thing that's near and dear to my heart, because it's the thing that I battle, mental health issues, and there's literally almost no support for men. And as I said, men don't feel like they can talk about these things because society tells us, tough it out, which is really detrimental. It's how people lose their lives. And the amount of men right now, my age and my age group, that are discovering that they have depression or feeling disillusioned and lost, it's staggering the numbers. And figuring, let's do what we can to help as many people as possible. And again, what our friend BIll Jeffery said the other day, it's not a he problem, it's a we problem. Because when the men in your life are being affected by mental health issues, it'll affect their spouse, their partner, their colleagues, their friends, their parents. Everybody's affected by it. So it's not a he problem, it's a we problem. And thank you, Bill, for that. Because that was eye-opening when I failed to sort of realize that. And that's the thing, we can all learn together. I did. So let's inform everyone. Let's make this world a better place.
Great. Got it.
And this footbridge, you can see, these have love locks. Now, the idea behind it came from a bridge in Paris, where you put a lock on it and then toss the key away. Usually write a date, a name, or something like that. And there's lots of them. Now, they checked to see that, as it turns out, this is not structurally impairing the bridge in any way, shape, or form. A few engineers considered, no, it's built to hold a lot of ice and stuff like that. So they said it's completely fine. You can see a lot of the locks, more so on one side than the other. And the general idea is you place the lock, you put your name, date on it, and throw the key away. Well, I hope they don't throw the key into the canal because there's thousands of locks there. And, that'd be a lot of metal to go into the water source. I hope they just toss the key in the garbage somewhere. But if you cyclists out today. So we're now approaching Queen Elizabeth Drive, which gets closed on the weekends. And actually, I think it's closed this entire summer this year. You can see, I'll show you right here. Queen Elizabeth Drive, open for active use. So we can just walk along. You guys want to walk along the canal, or do you want to walk along the walkway? I think this is just easier for everybody, isn't it? Come on, Lola. She sees another puppy dog. Oh, and finally we find a toilet. Purple potties. There should be more of them. More public facilities. There's not nearly enough. What are we, 1:45? Yeah, we're almost back to the pump. Not too far away, actually. I got to check the map to figure out where we make the turn. Hang on a second here. I got everything going on. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Let's see. Is there anybody? Nope, nobody. A couple of people were trying to join into the to the live stream today, but they weren't sure if they were able to. I said, no worries. It's not a big deal. I realize I'm not doing the best camera work right now, but I'm walking a dog, talking, doing production work. All kinds of fun, eh? All kinds of fun. Interesting. Bit of excavation work there. Let me see here. Come on, Lola. She's running on the grass right now, looking for squirrels and bunnies. So what do we got here? Oh, it is a lovely day for a walk, though. I'm not gonna lie. But the weather has improved a bit. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, my map. I got to figure out where we make our turn. Hang on a second. Okay, we're back. Yeah, here's your turn. I knew it was around here somewhere. Come on, Lola. This way.
Oh God, I can't remember.
We're almost home free.
Oh, there's DJ.
There we go. Sorry. You guys should be back, and I assume everybody's back and everything's working well now. We're just about to walk down Gilmore Street, which will take us to the Minto Park. And then we'll go through Minto Park, down Elgin Street, and onto the pump. So we're almost there.
Oh yeah, 50 Cent.
Oh, there's a breeze right now, which is lovely. Because it's been a little bit warm in the sunshine.
No, I'll go check out. Oh yeah, Nick. We have other brothers. Nickelback.
There we go.
Oh yeah, terrific.
Oh. So Lola's chasing
What?
flying raisins, I guess.
What's the cheapest content? What would you pay for it? Yeah.
Nice bike.
5 cents.
Come on, Lola. Come on. Good girl. Upgraded condo style suites for rent. Oh, look at that. I shudder to think what they are. I was looking at one bedroom apartments just up the street from me on my street. Lola, watch out. And it's a new building that's just went up using the facade of an older building, the old medical arts building on Metcalf Street. And a one bedroom, 700 square foot apartment is, hold your breath, $2,970. That'll affect your mental health. That's almost $36,000 a year for rent. But apparently people are paying it. Just don't know how that's at all possible. And that's not getting political. That's just kind of like, damn. Okay, that was Lola looking for something and kind of chasing it. She's full of beans right now because there's lots of squirrels and things. So she's having fun with that.
Oh. Oh, that's great.
Well, Dan, for mental health programs for men in Ottawa, there's the Royal Ottawa Hospital. That's kind of about it. There are some minor programs they have for the unhoused who are, in shelter. They have some therapy there, social workers, but not a lot available for somebody like me who just, say if I was having a desperate moment, my only choice really would be to go to the Royal Ottawa. Call my doctor, of course, and get a referral.
I'm like, Doug's always
if
late.
if there's room at the Royal Ottawa, they can put you in, but there's not always room. So I guess they'd send you to the Ottawa Hospital, either the Civic or General campus, and then from there, they do a psychiatric assessment. If they can get you a bed, they get you a bed, but it's not really what most of us want to do. Just want to go for counseling or therapy, get medication if we need it, talk to somebody, and the resources just simply aren't there. Which is why we're trying to change the narrative, change the direction, and make it better for everybody by improving the lives of the men we know and love. I'm a man I know and love. Didn't love myself for a long time, and I still have my moments when I don't, because that's what depression does. It robs you of everything. But doing much better now. Medication has helped, and despite my recent change, as my job has changed, and I'm a little bit anxious about Monday. It's not something I've never done before, but it's not something I wanted to go back to doing. But that's all they've got for me right now. I'm saying, well, maybe, we should have something when you come back from vacation. So 3 weeks of service work, 3 weeks of vacation, and then I don't know what I'm doing. But I'll do some investigating into other avenues in the meantime. And it's always possible I could go back to the place I was at. But we'll see. Time will tell. We're on a side street now, on Gilmore Street, so I'm sure you can hear that it's a lot quieter in the background. Should be able to hear my voice a little bit better now. Not nearly as much noise here. And we're very, very close to the finish line. Not far at all, actually. It's just a few hundred meters. Almost a full 5K at this point. And once we get there, I'll have to set stuff up. So, yeah, it's 2 hours to do the walk, and set up for an hour. We'll go live at 3. So it's kind of working out good, because there was no time for me to set it up this morning, because I had to get everything prepped and get it over there, and then have to meet everybody. And the other thing was that the pub didn't open until 11, so by the time I got over there, it was a little after 11. Anyway, had other technical issues and glitches, which always occur. And because I'm effectively doing a one-man show production-wise, it's not like I have a team of people who can go and set the stuff up in advance, right? So hopefully someday we'll get there, where I can employ a couple of people to help us with that work. Set up. Here's the remote production kit. Take it, set it up, get it all ready. We'll meet you on site, and then just do the show. Hopefully, maybe next year we can have that, so that we can dedicate more time to this, and I don't have to worry about any of the other aspects. Well, it's just watering the grass. Yeah, we're going to cut right through the park. It's Lola's favorite park. She loves it there. Thank you. Just giving a nod to the motorist who is allowing us to be a pedestrian. You can see they have a scooter parking spots. I'm sure Lachlan would be happy about that. Scooter parking, because he has a scooter now. Do you need some water, Lola? Come on, darling. I'm gonna have to take Miss Lola home in a few minutes. We'll go into the pub. We'll get everybody seated, and then I'll take Lola home. And oh yes, don't worry. We're gonna have a full sit-down interview when we get to the pub. It'll just take a few minutes to get set up. This will give everybody a chance to get a bite to eat and get comfortable, and then I'll set everything up, and we're gonna have a full sit-down interview, proper pubcast. That won't take long for me to do, about an hour. So, like I said, we'll go back live at 3 once we finish this up, because we're literally about 5 minutes away from the pump right now. So we'll get there. We'll bid everyone adieu for an hour, and then I'll come back at 3. Oh, Lola sees pigeons. Oh, look at the pigeons. Oh, and then they're flying away. You can't get them. They flew away, Lola. Such a beautiful day. Yeah, 5K. Nice length. Nice stretch. Yeah, everybody behind us. Can you see them? There they are. Oops. It's hard for me to line it up. So here in this park, they have doggy bag distribution boxes. Somebody smashed one and somebody wrote on it, "This is why we can't have nice things," which I think is kind of funny. Yeah, there's bike lanes all over downtown Ottawa, some to the detriment of motorists. Case in point, O'Connor Street, which is 1 block away from me, used to be 4 lanes, one way southbound. So it was a main arterial road that fed to Queensway. And what they did was they took a lane up and made it north and southbound bike lane. And then the other lane, they turned into parking. So now it's 2 lanes. So the idea was to get people to bike and walk and take transit. But the problem is there's not enough transit infrastructure in that area. So as a result, it just creates more traffic problems, more congestion. There you go. Okay. Everybody's taking a break right now as we near the end of the finish line. And Lola's just doing rubbing her face in the grass that she loves to do so much. There we go. She's a character. Come on, Lola. Oh my goodness, you're full of grass now. You got grass all up in your collar, you silly girl. All right, well, we're just a few meters from the finish line here. So we'll just make our way over, and then I'll close this one out, run in, I got to run her home quickly, and then I'll get everything set up, and we'll do the full sit down. No, just my counselor. My life coach. So yeah, she likes to say hello to everybody. Come on, Lola. Come on. Good girl. Oh yeah, got to rub her face in the ground a little bit more. Just loves doing that. Come on, lift up your paw, silly. Come on. Is that fun? Having fun? Yeah. Okay. This is ridiculous. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go home. All right. Just Elgin Street, Centertown, downtown Ottawa, where we slowly making our way towards the pump. And the crew's going to sit down. We'll do a full interview, full sit-down podcast as we normally would. We're going to start it off. It'll be dry. It'll be dry as we've discussed. Out of respect for the senator, who has been clean sober for a long time, and we applaud him for it and his efforts to, still Lola, his efforts to spread the message of how alcoholism is both destructive and deadly, and does affect your mental health, which is why I'm going with Guinness Zero today. So yeah, everybody's just ahead of me. I'll be bringing up the rear with the puppy. I'm going to have to run her home, and then I'll get it all set up, and we'll go live. So, this was our first of what we hope to be an annual event, raising awareness, and a couple of bucks along the way for men's mental health, and trying to increase support for men, and let men know that it's okay to talk about these things. And it's not just okay, it's necessary. Because if you don't talk about it, bad things can happen. And we don't want that. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're just pulling up to the pump now. Appreciate you coming along with us for this afternoon. And we'll see you back in about 1 hour's time. Yeah. So Lola's making friends like she always does. All right, we'll see you.
You want to give her kisses? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. She's got a nice pink little thing.